How's it going, guys? It's your boy Alex here. I'm trying my hand at some comic book videos. I've always had a passion for comic books, and I've been getting back into reading a lot of them lately. And I kind of want to share my experiences with y'all, and y'all can share your experiences with me. So yeah, let's have some fun with it. First, we're gonna start with some comic books that I've already read over the past week or two. Just doing like little reviews here and there. I just want to talk about them. But okay, so the first one we're going to talk about is this bad boy, DC KO. This is the new DC event. It just came out with its first issue, this one, about a week or two ago, I believe. It's by Scott Snyder, art by Javi Fernandez. I'm totally butchering that name. And then we got Alejandro Sanchez for the colorist. Scott Snyder has always been one of my top writers, especially for like Batman stuff. If you've been reading Absolute Batman, then you know. DCKO was really good. Honestly, any predictions that you had going into this story, just forget about it. Honestly, like all of my predictions were wrong, and just things go down in this book. Yeah, it's basically the story of Darkseid manages to gets granted the power of like eternal omega energy, so he becomes like the living embodiment of like negative energy within this story. So he's like destroying worlds, destroying timelines in the future, past, present, all this crazy stuff. So basically they have people that go back in time to warn the Justice League of the incoming threat that is Darkseid. And they essentially have to pick a King Omega to take on Darkseid and try to defeat him. So they have to go into this tournament, and it's just all the heroes and villains pitted against each other, survival of the fittest, all hands on deck, like everybody just not holding back at all. So yeah, it's honestly crazy. A lot of people die. Superman is really cool in this because he has like these, it's not really a spoiler, but he has like these sun gauntlets. You can kind of see in this cover picture here, like right here. He has these gloves on that basically have the powers of like a yellow sun in his hand. So he's just like constantly at 10 out of 10 strength, which is crazy to me. But yeah, no, I'm honestly really excited to see how this goes. I know that this run is supposed to be kind of on the longer side, but I'm excited for it. The first issue was so good. When the villains show up in the tournament, it's such a surprise. If you've read it, you know like what happens, but it's just so good. The art is amazing. Here, let me see if I can find something good to show y'all. Okay, this is a good example. Just seeing them coming up into battle, like this is crazy. Superman all the way down there. Like the paneling in this comic is really cool too. So like it's almost like a game, like a chessboard game. So like the panels follow around like a game board for a few pages at least. Yeah, like see this, the next page does that too. Goes all around. But yeah, it's really cool. Really excited to see where this goes. DCKO, if you haven't read it, highly recommend it. Next one, the new Batman comic, issue 1, rebooted Batman, written by Matt Fraction, drawn by Jorge Jimenez. I'm bad at pronouncing names. And then colorist by Tamu Mori. I've always heard good things about Matt Fraction. I hear his stories are really good. I'm not 100% sure if I've read a lot of Matt Fraction's stuff, but this, I mean, is honestly a really good segue into his stuff. The story, like, it's interesting the take that they're doing on Batman, because he's a little bit more on the, like, I don't know if cynical is the word, but like black and white at the beginning. Like he's like, nobody can change. if you're a bad person, you're just a bad person kind of thing, which you would think, oh, that's not really Batman's thing, but the arc that happens even within just the single issue is really cool, because like Killer Croc comes in, and spoilers if you haven't read Batman, but Killer Croc comes in, he's kind of been de-evolutionized to basically having the mind of a child, so he doesn't really know the differences between good or bad anymore. And Batman kind of goes in there just being like, all right, well, I gotta beat him up again, throw him in Arkham, you know. But then he realizes that, oh no, Killer Croc is just literally a child lost right now. And then you get this really cool dynamic between Batman and Killer Croc, and Batman just sits down, talks to him, you know. Here, I'll show you. He he even takes off his mask. He just starts talking to him, you know. Killer Croc's trying to figure out like why he's a monster and like why he's going bad and stuff like that. And Batman's just like, it's okay, buddy. Like, I know you did some bad things, but like, we can work on it. We can fix that. And to me, that is such a good representation of Batman. Batman represents, to me, you could have a terrible start on things, but you can always bounce back from it. You can always come back from it and do good by those bad things. So to me, 10 out of 10, love this. We'll talk about this again later on. This one, it might be a little bit of a hot take, but I have Deadpool Batman, issue 1. I personally was about this. It was alright. It's basically like a combination of multiple small stories. Obviously the main big one was Batman and Deadpool. Overall, it was just all right for me. It was cute stories, you know, nothing too crazy going on, just a cool crossover essentially. The different stories were Batman, Deadpool, Green Arrow, Daredevil. Green Arrow and Daredevil, I really liked. That one was cool because they were like fighting the Hand and the League of Shadows at the same time, so it was pretty cool. And then there was Jeff and Crypto, which that was all right. It was just basically just pictures of them playing volleyball. Like, that's pretty much, with a little cameo from Supergirl. And then there was Logo, which is Wolverine and Logan. Okay, so yeah, Batman, Deadpool, Captain America, Wonder Woman. Captain America, Wonder Woman was actually pretty good too. Like, the dynamic between Steve and Diana was really interesting. But also, a little spoiler, but I think she just has a thing for Steves in general. Like, throughout the different universes. Like, if your name is Steve, Wonder Woman's gonna go after you. And Jeff and Crypto. But see, this is what I mean. Like, Jeff and Crypto, they're just having a grand old time. It was really cute. They're just having a good time. Daredevil, Green Arrow. Pretty cool. Rocket Raccoon and Green Lantern. Basically, Rocket Raccoon gets the Green Lantern ring. And it was alright. Like I said, with most of these stories, there's not a lot of substance to it. But it was alright. It was cute. It was cute. The main event one, the Batman and Deadpool one, I'll show you a little bit of that. It was good. The dialogue was cool. Like, obviously Deadpool was just clowning on Batman the whole time, which was, it was funny in its own right, and he has some good jokes in there. But I will say there was some like responses from Batman where it's like, would he really say that in this situation? But whatever, we're just going with it. I am excited to see the second issue of this, because this one's mainly written by the Marvel side of things, and then the next issue will be more on the DC side of things. So I'll be interested to see how that one goes and how they continue on from these stories, because they will be continuing the stories that were in this into the next issue. We are going into some of these absolute titles for DC. First, we're going to start off with Absolute Superman. I have read the first 5 issues. The only reason why I haven't read more is because I am desperately looking for the second issue, and everywhere I go they have all the issues except for the 6th issue. But Absolute Superman has been my favorite so far. It's so good. I really like the art. I really like the story. The way that I've heard it, and to me it makes a lot of sense, is like, you see traditional Superman, like if you look at All-Star Superman, it's more in tune with like how David Cornsweet's Superman was in the new James Gunn movie. This one, to me, is kind of more in tune with like Man of Steel, Batman versus Superman, like Henry Cavill's Superman, which is super cool still. He's just super badass in this, and like the story is like, it follows the Superman story, but different enough to where like you really don't know what's about to happen, kind of thing. The suit is like a Kryptonian space suit from Krypton that his mother gave him right before the planet blew up, and basically it like absorbs the sun energy and keeps him strong and stuff like that. His cape is made out of red kryptonite dust. I forget what it's actually called. And it can like block bullets, it can shield people, and it's more than just a cape in this, which is really cool in my opinion. If you haven't read any of the Absolutes, of course you can read Absolute Batman and stuff like that, but I really suggest Absolute Superman. That one was really good. We are at Absolute Flash. This is a foil cover. I think it's really cool. We got Wally West there in the window. But I really enjoyed this. I like where this is going. I've only read the first issue on this. More on that later. Just the setup for it was really interesting to me, and there was enough like differences going on to where I was like, okay, like this is interesting, like I can keep going with this. It follows more with Wally West than it does with Barry Allen. I'll leave that as is to avoid spoilers. But yeah, I'm really excited to see how this goes. The art is really cool. Here, let me show you. I mean, right off the rip, like, come on, tell me that doesn't look cool. Also, these like the character designs in this are so good. Like Captain Cold, Captain Boomerang, like they got him looking like Thaddeus Ross from the MCU or something in here. But like the electrical powers, I don't know. I'm a fan of it so far. I think it's really good. Like I said, I'm only in the first. I've only read the first issue, so I don't know too much about what's going on yet. But it's just enough for me to want to continue with it. Absolute Green Lantern. This is also another foil cover. Pretty dope. Pretty dope. I personally wasn't a huge fan on this. I think some of the story decisions were interesting. Like what they did with Hal Jordan, in my opinion, wasn't. Maybe I just need to read the other issues. Like maybe this was just not a great first issue, but like they made spoilers. They made Hal Jordan kind of like fearful, I guess is a good way of putting it. Like he's very like afraid of everything, which is like kind of against what he's supposed to be. But I get it. It's an absolute universe. It's a totally different story. I get it. That's why I feel like I just need to continue on, get a couple more issues, see how the story progresses further, and move on from there. The art in this I wasn't a huge fan of, like the drawings and stuff. I think just the style itself was a little bit for me. I'll keep giving it a go eventually, but it's just not on the top of my list right now. This next one, more on the indie side of things, by Image Comics. I am loving this series so far. ROOK Exodus. It is so good. If you're looking for something outside of Marvel, DC, all the like big names, this is a really good one to go to. The world building is immaculate. The characters are down to earth, and like they have struggles that you would think that they would be going through in this situation. Because basically what was happening is everyone left Earth. They went to a different planet called Exodus, and these people that were sent there, they became people called wardens essentially. And the wardens, they get these helmets that each helmet can control different animals and like wildlife on that planet. Like they assign you these animals based on like personality traits, or like growing up, like which animals like were you more in tune in. Like if somebody was like always hanging around dogs, like they'd probably more likely be able to control dogs than they would like birds, for example. But here, I'm gonna open this up just to show you guys. So at this point, Exodus is being left because the like power core is dying on it, or has been turned off by an unknown entity of sorts. But like, I don't know, this kind of thing, it really just puts it into perspective on like what is going on, and like the depth on everything that's going on. And mind you, the main character Rook, he has the bird helmet, so like he can control birds and stuff like that. But it's just a really cool comic. Like if you're into that kind of thing, there's also a lot more going on. Like there's a guy going around like killing wardens and stealing their helmets. The animals are like mutating into like essentially giant kaijus of sorts. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I highly recommend you guys check that out if you want to get into anything outside of Marvel and DC and stuff like that. Honorable mentions. I know these probably go without saying, but I have some DC Compact comics. All-Star Superman. If you want a good traditional, something that you read it and you're like, okay, this is Superman. Like this is the embodiment of Superman. It's not a huge book, but it's really good. Definitely recommend it. Also, these two Batman books. We got Batman Long Halloween, Batman Hush. Both really good Batman stories. Obviously, they're classics. Well, especially this one. If you've seen the animated movies to these, the comic's way better than the movie. At least the ending was for me for Batman Hush. The animated movies for these, they pretty much played out the same way. I just feel like this went more into depth on like what was actually going on and stuff like that. As far as the mystery of like the holiday killer and stuff like that. Now we're gonna go into my stack of picked up comics that I just picked up yesterday. We got a nice little haul here, and we're gonna go through them and I'm gonna share them with you. Going back to ROOK, because I enjoyed the first 3 issues a lot, I went ahead and just picked up all the rest of the issues, like up to the current one at least. Because it's still ongoing, but I just went ahead and got the rest of them so I could just catch up, and as the issues come out, I can just keep going with it. So we went ahead and got ROOK Exodus, issue 4, issue 5. This cover is really cool. Like he's basically a scarecrow, and that is awesome. And then issue 6, that's Dire Wolf, one of the characters. She can control like wolves, dogs, that sort of thing. And then we got the newest issue, issue 7. And after this, I will be fully caught up on ROOK Exodus, and I'll be able to just continue with the issues. I'm having a blast with it so far. I'm super excited to get into it and see what happens. Now going back to some of our absolute titles. Well, one absolute title in particular. I was talking about Absolute Flash earlier. I was really enjoying it. I went ahead and picked up the next 4 issues. One of those titles that I wanted to continue with, more so than Green Lantern in them. Also, for context purposes, I have read the first 6 issues of Absolute Batman. It's just the comic shop I go to, they don't have the next following issue, so I've just been waiting on that. But Absolute Batman is really good. But going back to Absolute Flash, we went ahead and picked up the second one, Captain Cold, Captain Boomerang, I forget what this girl's name is, and Absolute Flash 3. Got Wally looking there, sitting. Come on. And then issue 5. Like he's fighting a freaking lava monster in there. He's like the elementals from Spider-Man or whatever. They're doing a lot of crossovers lately. It's a joke. I get it. Absolute Flash. Excited to see how this goes. I'm honestly interested to see what they, if they explore more into like Barry Allen and stuff like that, because he doesn't really show up that much, at least from the first issue. But yeah, we'll see if he pops up again. I know they're at the 8th issue, I think. Yeah, I think they're at the 8th issue. So I'm gonna be close to catching up fully with Absolute Flash. We talked about Batman issue 1. You know I had to pick up Batman issue 2. This is a variant cover. They didn't have any of the mainline covers left. This was actually the only one left at my comic shop. So I was like, I don't even care. I just want the second issue so bad. They left it on a cliffhanger in the first one, talking with Tim Drake in the alley, about to be arrested by cops. Tim Drake being Robin, and that just made me so excited. I love Tim Drake as Robin. I think he might be my favorite Robin. Obviously, we love Dick Grayson, but to me, Dick Grayson was always more Nightwing for me. Like I love him as Nightwing more than I did Robin. I'm excited to see how this goes. The freaking art, I can't stand it. It's so good. Got Batman and Robin there. I love what they did with Batman with the blue and gray suit. I kind of hope that they do it in the new DCU. They give Batman that blue and gray suit, but they would have to do it right. Like it couldn't be like a bright blue kind of thing. Like, I don't know. I just want to try. I want to see them try to attempt the blue and gray suit, but we'll see what happens with it. We'll see what happens. But super excited for this. This has been one of my favorite runs going on right now. Now, this next one, I told myself when I went into the comic shop, I'm like, I need to get something Marvel related, because my collection right now is mainly DC, a lot of it being Batman, because I mean, I'm just a huge Batman nerd. Like, I have DC and I have some indie comics like ROOK Exodus and stuff like that, but I was like, I really need to get something Marvel related. And when I went in, they didn't really have the issues or stories that I necessarily wanted. Maybe that's just me needing to expand more and just try out new things more. But that being said, I saw this. I saw the Infinity Gauntlet. It's a nice little book here. I saw this and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and get this. I know for the most part what happens in this book, but I just really want to read it in full, get the full story, the full original story for the Infinity Gauntlet, and like kind of compare it to Infinity War and Endgame, the movies. I'm just interested to see how it goes, and I know it's a good one. Everybody always says this is like a top 10 Marvel storyline kind of thing. The art looks pretty cool too. Here, let me see if I can find the page. Oh, we got it. Got Galactus there with Adam Warlock, Silver Surfer. Looks like crap is going down. Thanos, Doctor Doom, Thor. I love this old style comic books, like the old artistries and illustrations and stuff. Like, I just think it's so cool. That's my little haul, my little review and haul video. Hopefully, or not hopefully, but I'll definitely probably do more of these videos. If you guys enjoy it, let me know. If you guys have any suggestions on anything, especially Marvel related, if you have any suggestions, leave it down in the comments, because I would love to check out new things. Even indie comics, like I know I have a backlog of things that I want to get, like Geiger, Hyde Street, more the bigger ones. But if there's any like smaller ones or like smaller indie, like lesser known kind of comics, like definitely let me know, because I would love to check that out. Obviously DC, Marvel, you know, you could always suggest those too. Also let me know if you guys would like check out like maybe like a vlog type video, like me actually going to the store and like buying these things and checking things out. I just have a little bit of social anxiety, so I just need a little bit of a push if you guys want me to do that. All right, this is my video. I'll see y'all later. Have a good one. Positivity, love, happiness. Read more books, comic books, read more comic books. Bye.